Hey guys, back with another video, and in this one we're going to look at the difference between these two gloves. Can you tell what the difference is? Stick around and I'll tell you about it. So we're going to be talking about two different kinds of Vaughn gloves with the V10 line. These are not the only two gloves that they offer, but it's the two I have. And if you watched my V10 set, any of the two videos, the out of the box or the review, I mentioned both times about how I had originally ordered just their regular stock V10 glove, which is this one. So you see it has the puck marks on it. I've been using it. And that is because when I ordered it at the time, they told me they weren't going to offer the XP version of the glove with the V10 line, which seems stupid to me. Like, really? It was a very successful glove for you guys. You're not going to do it on the V10. And sure enough, after I had already ordered it, then they came out and said they were going to do the XP, which, yeah, no shit, man. Wish you would have told me that ahead of time so I didn't order a different glove. But anyway, I've laid out my complaints with them in previous videos, and actually I probably wouldn't even do this video if it wasn't for this one thing that happened too that makes me want to like get more information out there about these gloves. So on their website for their regular their regular just stock V10 glove, on their own website, their own literature, it labels it as a 60-degree glove. Now, the V9 XP glove was a 60-degree glove. That's what I've been using. I've used the Hyperlight glove and Bow. I use other gloves that are 60-degree. That's what I like. That's the break I like, 60-degree. So part of the reason why I decided to just go ahead and go with the regular stock V10 glove instead of, I don't know, waiting to see if they would come out with the XP or maybe getting the V9 version of the XP and try to match it with these colors and graphics the best I could, was because it was labeled as, this glove was labeled as a 60-degree. So I figured, well, okay, maybe it's like a little different in some ways or whatever, but it's 60-degree break. How, like, I should still be able to use it and should still be okay with it, right? So that was a pretty big reason for me to just go ahead and go with this stock V10 glove. So I had done my videos, and if you go back and look at those videos, I call it a 60-degree break because as far as I knew, and that's what it was labeled on all Vaughn's literature, their catalog, all that stuff, 60-degree. One of Vaughn's gear reps commented on, I don't remember if it was the out of the box or the review video, one of them saying that it was not a 60-degree glove. Okay, I'm like, am I going crazy? I went back to the website, I looked, it says 60-degree. I took a screenshot, I private messaged him. I said, your literature says 60-degree. He said, yeah, that's a mistake. Okay, so if people at Vaughn know it's a mistake, you can't correct it. You literally have to just delete the number 60 and put in the right break number on your website. You're just gonna let people, I mean, to me, that's a pretty big thing, right? I mean, the break of a glove is probably the deciding factor for a lot of people on what kind of glove they want to get. So, okay, so you're just going to put out there that it's a 60-degree glove when it's not. So I asked him, so what is the break then? He says 45-degree, or he thinks, he's pretty sure it's a 45-degree break. But either way, not 60-degree. Which, I mean, yeah, that would explain why I didn't like it as much as my XP glove. It felt a little off to me. You know, at first I just thought maybe it felt off, even if it was a 60-degree, because you can kind of, even with a glove is the same break, you can manipulate how it is a little bit based on how you want to do the full perimeter measurement of it. So there's a regulation of how the perimeter measurement of a glove needs to be, but within that regulation of, I think it's like 45 inches, something like that. I mean, you could make it a little longer in one spot and shorter in another spot, or vice versa, or you can make the cuff bigger and the pocket area smaller, or again, vice versa. So you can play around with that. So I was thinking, okay, I guess this is 60 degrees, what they say, right? And it felt, you know, it didn't feel that great to me, but I'm like, well, maybe they messed around with the proportions of it other than from what the XP is, and that's what the difference is. But you know, having this gear rep clear up to me that it's actually not even a 60-degree break makes a lot more sense as to why this glove just never felt that good to me and it felt off. You know, not a bad glove in general, but if you like a certain degree, that's just what you like, right? Certain degree break. I think another reason also with this glove that I kind of made it work a little more for me is if you look at where the palm break is, you see how it's kind of narrow here and it almost breaks off into two different breaks here. Depending on how you break this in and how exactly, I guess probably how big your hand is, how exactly you put it in the glove, you can kind of manipulate the break of this a little bit. So for instance, you can close it more along this break, you can close it more along this break, or you can kind of just do an even closure between the two breaks, which, I mean, you know, the degrees of this is not changing a lot, but you can somewhat change it a little bit. And I think just my natural hand closure used to the 60 was kind of trying to force the glove to close like a 60 degree. So it made it feel a little more like a 60 degree than maybe it would to somebody else. But bottom line is, this is not a 60 degree break. The stock V10 glove is not a 60 degree break. So it's, even though they say it on their website and whatever, it is not a 60 degree break. So if that's what you're looking for, be careful ordering the stock. Now, like I said, after I had already ordered the set, and I've told the story before, I started seeing, and it's not even that Vaughn really made a big announcement or anything. I just started seeing it on like some random other social media stuff, some stores, that there was a V10 XP glove out. So I was like, what the fuck is this? They told me no. So got back with Whack from Pure Goalie, asked him to talk to Vaughn, and yeah, okay, now they're doing the V10 XP. So I ordered a V10 XP. I just got it in the other day. I haven't even used it yet. So this is the V10 XP glove. Stock V10 XP. So this one is without a doubt definitely 60 degree break. Apparently the whole XP line of glove, which they've had since the V8, I believe was when they started doing the XP version, is basically to do a clone of a 590 like Lefebvre style glove. And I love this glove. To me, and I've owned the 590, an actual 590 Lefebvre glove, and this actually even feels better to me than that. This XP 60 degree Vaughn break glove. I had it for the first time with the V9 set. It's been my favorite glove ever. Beyond the break, there are a few differences. I'll talk about them, but mainly to me, that's what it is. And as far as like if there's any differences between the V10 version of the XP and the V9, I really don't see anything. Like the thing is, I don't have my V9 glove anymore. I sold it with that set, so I can't like look on next to each other. But just going kind of from memory, and also I look back at a few pictures I had from the old ones. The only thing I really noticed that's different is how this wrist cuff thing attaches on this side. Now they have it with this cord and what do you call these things? The holes. There's a name for it. I can't think of it. I'm having a brain fart. But it's just closed with this cord here. As opposed to the stock glove, and also the V9 XP has a Velcro closure where that wrist cuff portion goes over. But other than that, this is basically the same as the V9 XP. So if you like that, and you want to go with the V10 one, then yeah, you're going to have the same, it's going to feel the same, it's going to be the same glove. Now, other than just the feel of the break when you close it, what I really like about this glove is I feel like I can really open it up. Like its default setting or whatever is to be pretty wide open. I'm trying to kind of back up so you can see it. I love how wide I can get that, and that's the default. And then there's the closure. Again, I haven't used this. This is basically out of the box, so it needs to be worked in a little bit. I mean, it's not like effortlessly closing shut, but it's not bad for out of the box. But that was the same thing with the V9. Like once you play with it a couple times and start working it in, it gets pretty soft and easy to close. So some differences besides the break between the stock glove and the XP is the the wrist board here, the cuff board, you see how on the stock one it has a little bit of an angle to it, and this one is just completely flat. So yeah. So I talked about this a little bit in my original videos for this glove, that, you know, the reasoning behind that is kind of when you present the glove, it's to bring it back out this way a little more to prevent kind of skip over whatever. But if you look at how little that angle is, it's not crazy. It's not doing much. I mean, I guess it's more than being completely flat, but I don't think it's some big deal breaker why you would really choose one glove over the other. It's just a difference to talk about. Whereas, like I said, this is flat. Why they decided to do this one completely flat and the other one the other way, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind if this one had that angle too, but like I said, I don't think it's really enough of a difference that it means anything. And then just within this cuff piece here, this one, the padding has a little more give to it, a little squishier feeling. I mean, it's still pretty solid overall, but it just has a little bit of more of a softness, squishiness to it. Whatever the foam is that they're using inside there, or whatever they're using there. This feels like it has a layer of like carbon or something on the top of it, because the front of it's very hard. The backside is like the same consistency as the XP glove with a little bit of a give squishiness, but the front feels like it has like a carbon piece or something, and it's super hard. So I guess maybe with this one, if pucks hit it, they'll come off it hotter rebounds off it. But the thing is, like, do you want that in a glove? I could see a blocker. A glove, I don't know if I want. I mean, ideally you want to be catching anything that's going to your glove. You want it in the pocket and catching it. So I don't know. You tell me if you think it's better to have hot rebounds coming off the cuff of a glove, or you would rather the padding there be a little softer and try to kill the rebound so it just drops and you can cover it. I mean, to me, it's not a really big deal one way or the other. I don't really care. But it's just another difference between the two gloves. Both come stock with a double T, but if you're going custom, you can do a single T if you want that. And then probably other than the break angle, the other biggest reason I like the XP glove over the stock glove is the backhand kind of cuff part here and how it closes. How I just kind of mentioned that before, but I want to explain to you why I like the XP version more than the stock. Now, in general, not just with Vaughn gloves, but most gloves other than maybe Warrior. Warrior's the only company that I feel does this really good. Most companies are still using kind of an antiquated, Bauer does it pretty good too, but a lot of companies are still using an antiquated like backhand design where they still have it coming down pretty far on your wrist, and it's just like a lot to it. Warriors like ends a lot sooner than most other companies, and it just gives you a lot of more wrist flexion. I did a really old video on a Warrior RGT set I had, and I talked about it in that glove, and I showed it how easy it is for the flexion and how comfortable it feels for that to present the glove, you know, the full face of the glove. Most other companies still use like a lot of stuff going on back here that I feel is really not needed. Like I said, Bauer does a pretty good job too, because a lot of their gloves, especially I think it's like the Mach line, still has a piece here, but it's connected with like elastic, and it can really come up and stretch up. But within the Vaughn gloves, the reason why I like the XP, this backhand part, better is, first, one thing, it's not attached to the cuff board here. It's like its own other material that comes out from it, whereas this one, as you can see, the stock glove, it goes straight to the cuff board here on the back. And besides that, especially with the way it attaches on the side, like, you have a lot more, it's just a lot more open there, right? And it provides easier wrist flexion, whereas this is just more closed off. Like, no matter what you do, and I even have this Velcro part like pretty loose, like almost the loosest I can get it while still connecting. It's just, I can feel it when I'm trying to do the wrist flexion. Like, it's just, you know, you can kind of fight against it and force it because it's just material, it's nothing like hard, but it's just annoying, right? It just feels more annoying that the glove is kind of fighting you when you're trying to do that. Whereas this, between how loose you can keep this, especially now with this cord, and the fact that it's the whole like backhand cuff part is not attached to this front hard cuff at all, it just makes that wrist flexion so much easier, so much more comfortable. Like, I really don't feel like I'm fighting anything because this thing just easily is just open and doesn't provide any resistance whatsoever. So I really like that about this glove more so than the stock glove. Again, and then the brake too. But other than that, then like the rest of the backhand is very similar between the two. Slight shape difference around like this piece here and the XP, but like in general it's really about the same. So the main differences to me, well, the main differences altogether are the angled cuff, the material on the front of the cuff, the brake angle, and this backhand part down by the wrist. That's going to be probably the deciding factor for anyone between these two gloves. If you're trying to choose between the two of them, I would say probably brake angle is going to be the biggest thing. Other than that, I would say it's probably going to be that cuff thing and how easy it is to do the wrist flexion. But, you know, one of the biggest reasons I wanted to do this video, besides just comparing it to people who are curious between the two, is I wanted to get that information out there about the stock glove, because to me, I think that's a pretty big deal. And this goes along with what I've been saying. I've been complaining about Vaughn in a few videos recently, that even though I love their gear or whatever, like there's just stuff they've been doing lately that's really fucking annoying. Like how they just randomly release stuff. They don't communicate with the customers that good as to what's available, what they're offering, when they're going to offer it. And then now just flat out like wrong information on their website. That's really bad, I think. I don't know what's going on over there, Vaughn, but that's really bad. So hopefully none of you guys have ordered the stock glove thinking it was a 60 degree because you went on the website and saw it. And if you are thinking about it, or you came here looking for more information, just please know the stock V10 glove is not a 60 degree. It's apparently a 45 degree according to the gear rep that messaged me. So yeah, that's basically the end of this video. It's just going to be kind of a short one with the differences between the two, but I'm happy that I do have my XP glove, because I was kind of making the stock glove work, but I just, in the back of my mind, I was always missing my XP glove because it just feels perfect for me. So hopefully this video was informative to you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Sorry guys, one quick addendum I wanted to get in here that I forgot to mention. So you can see this, the XP glove came with this tag where it shows, it's marking off what the brake angle is, 60 degree. Now, they also 100% do make a 70 degree brake one. I've seen that one. I haven't used it. It's not something I'm really interested in because I like my 60 degree, but I know for a fact they are producing the 70 degree brake. Now, if you look at the tag though, it's also showing an option for 50 and 55 degree. Now, I have not seen a 50 or 55 degree XP glove. So I don't know if that's something they're going to do in the future, or why they have those numbers there right now. As far as I know, I haven't seen them out there, but with what I've said about Vaughn and how they'll just kind of randomly start making some gloves, and you'll just randomly see some glove in a store or something without realizing, or without them announcing that they even make it, could very well be that there's some gloves that are 50 or 55 degree brake out there. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in there, that I know definitely for a fact now the 60 and the 70 degree are available in the XP. 50, 55, who knows, man? Send them a message and see if you can get an answer. But okay, now this is the end of the video.